With more Americans switching to electric vehicles, the need for convenient and reliable charging is growing fast. Joining us today is James Bell, Head of Corporate Communications and Public Relations with Kia America, and he's here to discuss what this means for EV drivers, how charging access is evolving, and what the company is doing to support the future of electric mobility. Thank you so much for being here today. We appreciate it.
Pleasure's all mine. Thanks for having me on.
There's been a lot of talk about EVs lately. What are the biggest shifts that you're seeing in the EV space right now?
I think the biggest move is that the pace of change between gasoline-powered cars and electric vehicles is starting to accelerate. And I think the main driver for that is just the overall cost. We at Kia have a new electric vehicle coming out early next year called the EV4. A sedan, kind of like Toyota Camry-sized sedan, really aggressive and beautiful futuristic design, about 300 miles on a charge, which is pretty much the standard in the industry now, and most importantly, about $35,000. So that is really going to move us from being, electric vehicles as being an interesting choice or an option to being kind of the more obvious and simpler choice. The idea of no maintenance, not going to gas stations, being able to charge at home or at beautiful locations like this Tesla station. It all starts to make sense pretty quickly when you really think it through.
So how has access to fast charging stations changed over the past year, and what challenges still remain?
The biggest challenge, to answer that part, is just making sure people know that charging is available. I think there was a kind of a bad rap that EVs got early on, like, well, you can't charge them. But I like to remind people that it's probably very similar to what it was like from the movement from horse-drawn carriages to gasoline-powered cars. It didn't happen overnight. There's probably a lot of people that said, I'm never going to give up my horse. But guess what? They did.
What should EV owners know about using networks like these supercharging stations?
I think the easiest thing to know is that they're easy. When you're with the Kia EV, you get the Kia Connect app. You basically type in, okay, I need to get a charging station identified in my local area. If you came to this particular station here in Santa Monica, there's about 25 spots available. Probably about half of them are being used right now. The app would tell me that, so I wouldn't waste my time going to a station that was full. I back into the spot, I click a button on the app, obviously plug the car into the station itself, and away you go. And about 15 to 18 minutes later, you're back on the road.
And how are automakers addressing EV driver concerns over range and long distance travel as well?
A combination of things. I mean, the investment that's happening in this space is incredible. There's no car company that's spending, hundreds of millions of dollars on new gasoline-powered engines. They're making them more efficient, the current models, and making them as good as they can be, but it's just not where the investment is now. So we're seeing new battery technologies and chemistries. We're seeing lower prices. We're seeing longer ranges. So it really is that kind of, that kind of tilt to make it less attractive to get a gasoline-powered car when you know that there are such great electric vehicle options.
Where can we go for more information?
And going to kia.com, because not only you got obviously access to all the great Kia EVs that are on the road today, but also we have a section on the website that's really identifying this historic transition, this moment in time that we're all living through, and answering any questions about the infrastructure and how we see the future of this industry moving along.
James Bell, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate your time.
Pleasure's all mine. Thank you.